Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Mattioli Arena in Leicester. We've got some playoff basketball for you. And if it's the playoffs, it has to be Leicester against Sheffield. It's always Leicester against Sheffield. These two have some history going back 25 years when they first met in a playoff final. They've played the last 3 seasons, make it 4 years in a row now that these two teams have met on the road to the O2. Which one of them will take a further step this weekend? We will find out over the next couple of days, starting off here in Leicester before we head to Sheffield on Sunday afternoon. It's the Leicester Riders against the Braun Sheffield Sharks in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Dan Routledge and Ant Rowe with you, and these two teams have a whole lot of history. No teams come close to the amount of playoff head-to-heads that these sides have got.
They do indeed, Dan. I've been a part of a few of them, and boy, were they ferocious. And some things never changed. It hasn't changed. We saw 2 really close encounters of these two teams at the last stages of the season. I think this builds up now. When the history meets present day, we should be in for a cracking double leg here.
Well, Leicester, of course, won home and away against Sheffield just a week ago. They'd love to do that again this weekend. Do they have what it takes? We'll find out, but Flynn Boardman-Raffay is back for Leicester. That's huge.
Yeah, and when they met 10 days ago on this very court, Flynn Boardman-Raffay exploded for 30 points. Sheffield Sharks did not have an answer for him. So the question is, can they neutralise him? If they can, the Leicester Riders stand a really good chance of overturning them here on their home court.
Well, remember, it is aggregate basketball over the weekend. 2 games to decide it. We've had 1 playoff game already. What a dramatic game that was in Manchester. Manchester just edging it against the Bristol Flyers. Set up nicely for the return leg in Bristol on Sunday. Just 3 points between them. The other 2 games going on tonight as well. Short-handed Newcastle Eagles, the daunting task of London Lions in town, and Surrey 89ers taking on the runners-up Cheshire Phoenix. All 4 games. The second leg is on Sunday. Strap yourself in for a day of basketball here on DAZN. Starts at 3, probably finishes at 9. It'll be all day affair. Well, earlier I caught up with the 2 coaches to see their thoughts ahead of the playoffs. Well, Tiba, playoff time. How is the team looking coming into this weekend?
Yeah, good. You know, physically we're all healthy. Mentally we're playing hard. We're still, playing a lot of passion. So I'm excited.
And it seems to be whenever you're in the playoffs, you're taking on the Leicester Riders.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? Common occurrence so far. Yeah, but it'll be good.
And obviously you've seen a lot of them lately. What does that do coming into this game?
Well, we're comfortable with what they're going to do to some extent. Matchups and scouting is a lot easier because we're familiar. But on the game day, it's war. You got to make sure you show up.
And obviously an 80-minute game. How do you approach that today?
Just got to tell these guys just come out here and try to do your best, win it. No fouling, all this stuff like that. It's really halftime, and just play it straight up.
And the most important thing you guys have to do to win this game?
Play better defensively. We haven't done a great job the last couple of weeks defensively. I'd like to see that improve, and offensively, I think we just got to play a little more confidence and share the ball.
Well, Rob, playoffs starting today. It must have been an exciting week in practice.
Well, certainly was a week of recovery. This will be our 5th or 6th weekend in a row where we played 2 games. So practices have been more recovery, mental sessions. But yeah, everybody's pretty fired up to play. Anytime you get to this point of the season, you could sense the excitement in the guys.
And if it's the playoffs, it's got to be Sheffield. You play them every year.
Yeah, we have certainly ran into them many times in these types of games, and yeah, a lot of history there, but also played them 3 times in April as well. So we know what they look like, they know what we look like, so there shouldn't be too many secrets tonight.
And how do those league games factor into tonight, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you use those as a way to, get across to your team what you want to do, but playoffs are different. I expect them to be ready to go. They got a lot of veterans, and when you look at the 2 teams, I was talking to the guys yesterday, and only Victor and Keedy have ever played in a 2-legged tie before. So we don't have that much experience here. They do. A lot of guys that have been around and done that, but yeah, we got to take care of the basketball. We got to take care of the basketball tonight and play our tempo.
Well, let's get into a couple of players to look at. One of the guys Rob just mentioned in his interview there is one of the few guys with 2-leg experience, Keedy Johnson.
Yeah, and he's been an excellent addition, a late addition to this Riders roster, but boy, has he been a big one. Averaging 18 points per game, 4 assists a game, but I think more impressively than for him, he's been the best player on both ends of the floor. He has an incredible knack and intelligence on the defensive end. His offensive game is very varied. You'll see him attack the rim and be very crafty there, but also he can shoot the 3-ball, and he shoots 37.5% this year, so he's a player you cannot leave open, but he's so explosive. That first step of his is incredibly quick, and defenders will struggle to stay in front of him.
Well, he certainly has offered them some offensive firepower for sure since he joined. And at the other end of the floor, speaking of offensive firepower, Prentice Nixon for the Sharks loves a big game in this building.
He did. He does, he's a big-time player. I think he rises to the occasion. And boy, have we seen that over the years as well. This is his 3rd year in top-flight British basketball, and we've seen him hit some crippling shots against the Leicester Riders. He can score in a number of different ways. He, again, can attack the rim, but also he's got range. Some very few shots have been incredible as this one. Half-court shot there that puts a 3-point, his team 3 points up there. But I remember vividly, Dan, a massive 3-point there that Prentice Nixon hit 2 years ago to crash the Leicester Riders out of the playoffs. He will be looking to upset the party here tonight.
Well, that's the thing. When you think of these 2 teams, you think of moments like that in the playoffs. The shot from Nixon, Nick Lewis, that game to force overtime in Loughborough a few years ago. Brad Wisbicki, the unbelievable 3-pointer at John Sanford. Of course, they've met in a couple of playoff finals, of course, along the way. It feels like whenever these 2 teams can meet each other, they do meet each other in big occasions.
Yeah, it just sort of seems to be one of the, I mean, logistically it's not too far away as well, it's just up the M1, but I think the rivalry has just continued. I think one generation passes the baton on to the next one, and I mean, history is written by having big events, right? And some of these games have been monumental in British basketball history.
Well, let's have a look at the lineup that Atiba Lions will go with. Ratino Williams, Nixon into the starting lineup, Kern and Ali Hodgic. That's interesting because Nixon came off the bench last week, even though they were a man down. Now he's in the starting lineup.
I think it's a great move from Coach Atiba Lions. I think Prentice Nixon's the best player on both sides of the court, defensively and offensively. And I think defensive is something that Atiba Lions wants more of. And again, another sign of that is Jordan Ratino being picked in the starting 5 here. His presence in that unit on the defensive end is impactful.
Well, it certainly is. Let's take a look at the other end of the floor and the Leicester Riders and their starting lineup that Rob Paternostro will go with today. I don't think we're going to see anything quite as surprising in this lineup. This is the 5 that they've kind of settled on since they built in these extra pieces.
Yeah, but good news for the Leicester Riders is that one of the pieces of that 5 is back. Flynn Bowman-Rafe sat out last game through injury, and he's been such a massive part of their success in recent weeks. So that starting 5 very much unchanged to what we've seen in the last month. But I think the Leicester Riders will be delighted that they've got some key pieces back.
Well, it is that time of year where your season could come to an end come Sunday afternoon. It all has been battling away to get to this. And one of the most remarkable stats of Rob Paternostro's much decorated career, Since he's been head coach of Leicester, there have been 16 playoff finals. They didn't have one in the COVID year. He's been to 9 playoff finals out of the 16 available. He seems to be able to navigate his way through this postseason.
Yeah, and what a remarkable job he's done with this restructured, depleted Leicester Riders roster. You know, when everyone, including myself, thought it was going to be incredibly challenging for him to finish the season, they finished on a hot streak and had some remarkable results in that last month of play.
Well, the Fives make their way out on court. For Leicester, this could be the last time this season they play in front of their home fans. They're hoping to come back here next weekend, but that will very much depend on how it plays out over the next 3 days. For Sheffield, well, they have the luxury of the second leg at home, so this tie will be decided at the Cannon Medical Arena. Ali Hodžić wins the tip. Sheffield will get the opening offense of the ball game. Here's Williams. Nixon down to Ali Hodžić. 5 on the shot clock. He's in an awkward spot. Williams, though, has the speed to get to the rim.
Wow, you just look like the offense had broken down there. But good patience from Ali Hodžić, and that's what you're going to get from his vast amount of experience. He waited, he's patient, great cutting of the basketball from Dirk Williams.
Here's Johnson. Foul is caught. I think Ali Hodžić caught him on the arm. And that will be a sideline ball to Leicester.
Well, Farrell Hodžić will want that one back. I don't think he wants to be picking up a foul this early, just because he's going to have to input a lot of his strength here to keep out 7'3" Menzies there from in and around the rim.
Evie out to Johnson. Going to take the 3. Back iron. Williams with the rebound. Kern. Williams, no, it doesn't go to him. Kept by Ali Hodžić. Now it's towards the big man, deflected though. He goes the long way around and lays it in for 2.
What a start from Farrell Hodžić. They've went to him on both occasions offensively, and he's made the right decision on both times. This time taking it himself. Nice finish inside.
Evie falling to the floor, able to get it away to Menzies. Evie, double team, 5 on the clock. Gets it to Bournemouth. Rafe moving well through the contact. That's going to be an and 1. Is that on Ali Hodžić as well? Could be his second. The basket is good. It is number 2 on Faro Ali Hodžić.
Flynn, Bournemouth, Rafe, excellent movement without the basketball. And an amazing finish there with his left hand. And it was excellent defense from Sheffield Sharks too for 23 seconds. They were excellent. Leicester Riders didn't look like they could even get daylight at the basket. And all of a sudden, Flimborn and Rafe attacks, and yeah, you can see Farrell Hodžić there reach across, and like a knock on the head there for Flimborn and Rafe.
Well, the number 1 went up, so they must have called the previous foul on Nixon. It looked like it was Ali Hodžić's number that was signaled, but here is Nixon in the corner. There are only 2 players on the main scoreboard with 1 foul each, so it must be Nixon and Ali Hodžić. Duku trying to find Menzies. It's a struggle to get it down by his ankles. Bournemouth Rafe still wearing a little protection on that wrist that he injured in Newcastle. Williams down the lane, drops it off to Kern, who's bumped out of bounds. And he's claiming he's shooting it, but because he was behind the basket, the referee's saying that wasn't a shot, it was a pass.
I think that was a pretty good call, Dan.
Yeah, he can't really shoot it from underneath the stanchion. That's his problem. It's all well and good to say, I've got the ball, I'm going up, but where are you shooting? And because he threw it that way, it's obviously under the rim, so it appears to be a pass. Well, Kern's done well to keep that in play. He slips, though, gets it to Nixon. Time running out. Nixon is fouled. And that is Keedy Johnson, so that'll be 2 free throws this time.
Oh, that's a horrible foul as well. Really bad. I mean, Keedy Johnson's someone who plays such intense defense. He often plays on the line. He does it very intelligently. And that's a rare occasion where he's not made the right play there on the defensive end.
Well, you mentioned the proximity between these two clubs. It does promote good away support at both venues.
It does. They're in the corner, but they're bright and they're loud. They're definitely their presence is definitely felt in the Mattioli Arena.
Here's Evie for Leicester. Menzies, Bournemouth Raffay. Throws it away. Nixon steals, gives it to Kern. Kern, two-handed throwdown.
Wow, good start here from Sheffield Sharks. I think defensively, they look in tune. Good intensity on the end of the floor. Riders are struggling to get any good looks at the rim at the moment.
Lobbed into Menzies, it's a great pass, and he jams it home.
Wow. Nice high-low there, and perfectly weighted pass, as you say, Dan. And Menzies able to jam that one home.
Nixon. Gets it back from Ali Hodges. Out to Retino, down to Ali Hodges. Shot clock again low for Sheffield. Finds enough room to lay it in.
Nice finish from Farrell Hodges, who's able to adjust there. Maybe with a little bit of contact. Nice finish.
Johnson drives, drops it off to Menzies, who goes through the contact. Kern's got his hand up trying to make sure it's on him, and it is on him. He didn't want Ali Hodges to get that second foul. Ali Hodges just said thank you very much to Nick Kern there. It's good teamwork, that.
Yeah.
They both took a big swipe at it. Could have gone either way.
That's what you call doing your teammate a solid.
Yeah. But again, good game recognition as well to think, oh, well, actually, we don't want Barrett to get a second.
No, and look, he's not the greatest free throw shooter as well, Menzies, so this foul could have been a good foul for them to prevent another dunk, let's say. He's missed his first of two.
Well, he's missed them both, Aaron Menzies. Nixon around to Williams, room for the three. Dirk Williams with the triple.
Sheffield look like a focused team here this evening. I'm sure the two losses they picked up for the Riders late in the season will be fresh on their minds.
And Duku into the key, up high. Menzies gets the rebound, finds Bournemouth Raffay cutting to the basket, and a foul is called. Is that on Nixon? Because if the first foul was on Nixon, that's going to be his second. No, it's on Dirk Williams. Well, Nixon's reaction made me think it was he that had been called for the foul, but it is Williams. 4 fouls on Sheffield, 4 different players.
Well, good distribution, but you don't really want to be on 4 fouls with 5:41 to go. Of course, the next foul will be sending Leicester Riders to the line. Sheffield fortunate that's not an and one as well. I mean, how many times have we seen Flimble and Raffy make layup after layup over defenders when challenged?
Well, he makes 2. Williams. To Ali Hodges. Out to Nixon. Thought about the 3, takes the 2 instead. Front iron. Johnson has it. Johnson comes back the other way. Long extension for the lay-in.
He is such an athlete. You could see what he was trying to do. He didn't force the right side, that crossover which got him back to the left hand was so powerful there on that move.
Kern leaves it short. Rebound Menzies. Boomer Raffay. Into Menzies. Menzies brings it down where Williams can get a hand on it, and Sheffield crowd him out.
That's a great interception there from Derek Williams.
Oh, beautiful from Nick Kern Jr.
Yeah, that's such a crafty move there. I think Nduku was looking for the contact there. He was a statue, and Kern just floated around the statue for the finish.
Johnson out to Evie, looking for three. In and out for Travis Evie.
Travis Evie, that's his first shot of today. He's been relatively quiet. I think he's waiting to settle into this game.
Williams down to Ali Hodgic. Nice pass, good finish.
Ali Hodges has been such a pivotal figure in this start of this game so far.
Evie.
Look at the defensive pressure.
Oh, great. Menzies steps through, patient with it, lays it in.
So patient, so strong there, Aaron Menzies. Nice move.
Williams, round to Rotino. Running the baseline is Kern. Nixon, freedom at the key, but misses from close range.
Yeah, it's a shot that he ordinarily makes in his sleep. And
Johnson going quick, it slips out of his hands. That hit the shot clock. I assume it's a Sheffield ball. Yes, it is. Subs both ways. Ocharobia and Chapman coming in for Sheffield. Akinsiku and Bledson for Leicester checking in. Looks like Leicester going zone here. Chapman. Nixon fires up the three. Rebound ball, Raffay. Bledson. Steps away for three. That one rims out. Just about kept in play by Nixon. In the corner is Kern. Nick Kern Jr. with the triple. And Sheffield have some daylight here, up 9. Here's Johnson. Johnson again looking to get to the rim, gets it to Akinsiku. Will that count? Yes, it will. Basket is good for Tomide Akinsiku, and he will go to the free throw line for a bonus.
Great penetration there again by Keedy Johnson. Hands it to his young British big man, Akinsiku, who finishes with the left.
Well, Tomide Akinsiku is one of the bright spots out of the issues that Leicester have had in the last couple of months, sort of thrust into it, obviously playing at Loughborough University in the BCB, and had a big double-double at Cheshire with the extra minutes he had to play last week. He's pretty raw. He's not been playing for many years, but boy, he has some tools there to work with.
Yeah, we've seen him put in some remarkable performances, and again a prime example of when given an opportunity, how can you turn that into positive output, and that's certainly what this young man's done.
Here's Nixon at the elbow, splashes it home.
Only a matter of time down before that one was going to drop. 0 for 4 up into that point.
Oh, well, he's done well, Akinsiku, to keep it alive. Joyner is open for three, and he knocks it down. First triple of the game for Leicester.
And that's a big one too. Mike Joyner, someone who shot the ball really well in BCB. He's got thrust in to a promotion per se, and he knocks down his first three in a playoff basketball game.
Akinsike with the foul. Chapman will go to the line.
Well, Chapman being used to come off the bench, and you know, we've seen the offensive talent he is and what he can do, averaging just under 12 points a game this year. That we've seen him put in some big performances across the year.
Well, player of the month, wasn't he? Was it October, I think it was?
Yeah, he started the season incredibly hot.
Ocherobi nearly stealing an offensive rebound there, but Bournemouth Rafe comes up with it. Oh, Akinsike wasn't looking, and the ball ends up in Nixon's hands, and he gets it and takes it for the jam.
That's twice now that's happened.
You don't see Nixon skying too often.
No, no, you don't. He's an athlete. That's twice now that the Riders have threw the ball in the vicinity of Akinsike, and he's been looking the other way like he's waiting for a screen to be set.
Well, that wasn't intended for Joyner, but it got there. Akinsike to the hook, gets the roll.
Great finish there from Akinsike. Good work inside. He was wrestling for position. The Riders going to have to find out a way as well. He's not, unlike Ala Hodges, he's not a playmaker at the top of the key there. But the Riders are looking to put him in that position.
Chapman draining as much clock. He's thrown it up high for Kern to catch and throw it down.
Unbelievable. You see Kern just stalking the baseline.
Evie on the buzzer misses the three, and we're done with the first 10 minutes of this playoff quarterfinal, and it is Sheffield who have the upper hand, leading by 9 here. 18 points to 27 off a highlight play from Nick Kern Jr.
Wow, a very difficult start for the Riders and a very focused start for Sheffield Sharks. I think they've looked very good both ends of the floor. You can even see in the half-court set there when they're playing defense, the Riders are catching the ball so high and the pressure off of the screen. But what a play this was. Chapman penetration, threw it up in the air, and Nick Kern Jr. just skies high for the thunderous jam.
Well, I must admit, when it left his hands, I thought Chapman had thrown it a little too high, but clearly not for Nick Kern Jr. Here's the numbers, 69% from the floor from Sheffield. You talked about their intent. It's played out in their accuracy of shooting.
Yeah, it has, and they've been very clinical on the offensive end. Very few wasteful balls. I think they know what they want as well. It started with playmaking through Ala Hodges at the start, and then the guards sort of took control. 27 points in the first quarter, Dan. I mean, that you don't even have to look at the percentages. That will tell you all you need to know about whether a team's firing or not. And boys, have been a hot start for the Sharks.
Well, they've been able to get second chance fast break points as well. The 3 steals has certainly helped them. Remember, these two teams battling it out on their road towards the O2. The playoff final, Sunday, the 17th of May. Tickets on sale right now. You can buy them from access.com. It is a spectacular day, the crescendo of the season. And we will get to see who will be the playoff champions. Will the London Lions complete the clean sweep, or will one of the other teams be the last man standing? That will all play out over the next 3 weekends. Leicester with the possession arrow to start us off with the second quarter. Evie. Nduku for 3. Off the mark. Rebound Chapman. Williams. Chapman. Chapman down the lane. There's an offensive foul. I think it must be Ocharobia. Let's see what the number is. It is 15. Ocharobia in the middle, clearing out some space, I guess.
Yeah, I got caught ball watching too. I was watching Chapman attack Mike Joyner there. So, yeah, apologies. I didn't quite see why that was called.
Bledson. Here's Nduku. This time he puts it on the floor. Got slapped on the arm by Williams on the little reach-in. Well, the first 6 fouls Sheffield managed to distribute without anybody getting to 2, but number 7 is Dirk Williams' second foul. He's going to sit down now, replaced by Nixon. It's an interesting lineup here now for Sheffield with Nixon, Glasgow, and Chapman on the floor. Kind of wonder who's the 1, 2, and 3 in that lineup. They're all naturally ones, really, aren't they?
Well, there's a lot of creation on the court.
There's a lot of creation. And Nduku failing with that free throw, which means Ali Hodgic, who was ready to check back in, can't. Is Chapman for 3, rebound Nduku. Bledson to Joyner, back to Bledson. Bledson fakes the pass, and the foul is called on D'Amico.
Bledson was asked, a lot of was asked of Bledson then, wasn't it? The ball was sort of putting his hands there and you go create. Wasn't a whole lot of movement there on the offense.
Farah Ali Hodgic replaces Big Mike Ocharobia. Bledson at the free throw line. Must have kind of struggled from the foul line to this point. 4 of 9 now. Although Bledson makes them both. Chapman round the screen. Looking to attack, gets past Nduku, but misses the layup. Johnson. Johnson, strength to the finger roll and one. Keedy Johnson.
That is so tough, Dan. He cradled the ball like a rugby ball, went straight at the defender, and his athleticism there allows him to hang in the air just that split second longer for the softest of finishes. Look at this. You see him surveying his options. He's the best option. Goes straight at D'Amico and finishes.
Foul number 2 on Troy D'Amico, 2 in quick succession. The Atiba Lions calling for time. His team's still in front, but only by 5 now. And it might be 4 before they get the ball back.
Oh, and just like that, Dan, I mean, Sharks just a moment ago was in complete control of this game. 10-point lead, healthy lead as well at the start of the end of that first quarter. And now Leicester 4-0 up in this second quarter with possibly a little bit of a momentum starter here now.
Well, playoff basketball underway up and down the country. Believe it or not, Anne, this is the only game going to seeding right now.
Wow.
Surrey lead against Cheshire, albeit only by 1. And Newcastle, undermanned Newcastle, barely stringing 8 guys together. They lead London by 1. It's Still early stages in both of those games. Well, Leicester making their way back out onto the floor. Last action was the second foul on Troy D'Amico. He's not going to come back out of the timeout. Kern is going to replace him. Johnson will go to the line for the and-one. Johnson converts the extra point. Down to 4. Kern spinning and flips it in for 2.
So tough. I think good awareness as well to know that he had that option off the second spin.
Well, Bledson splashes the 3.
Bledson's been such an interesting player to watch. Sometimes you watch him, you think it looks effortless out there for him, just like that. But other times he's having to do the impossible. We had to create in these very difficult situations.
Nixon trying to reply. Foul on the rebound. I'm guessing it's on Nduku. 25 is the number.
Oh, that foul hurts as well. Again, not needed. They would secure the rebound there.
I didn't see it, but judging by the reaction of all concerned, he must have caught Ali Hodgic in grabbing that rebound. Glasgow into Chapman. Down to Ali Hodgic. Oh, tough finish.
So good, and he knew he had to make the quick move before the double team came. And he felt the defender on his hip. Nice spin away from that. And excellent finish.
Oh, and Duku's done well to come up with that. Backs out to the corner for 3 and hits. 2-point game.
Victor and Duku, as you say, Dan, he's done an excellent job not for Warriors to turn the ball over there. And then he's just sort of created that 3-ball himself.
Glasgow back iron. Ali Hodgic with the offensive rebound. He puts it back in for 2.
Well, he has been the difference. And he has come to play playoff basketball today. Faro Ali Hodgic, 8 points early for him.
Bledson in off the glass.
Wow, great move there. He felt like he had the size and strength advantage there over Chapman, and he exploited it.
Chapman behind the screen for 3. Long rebound just about grabbed by Leicester. Boardman Raffay. Oh, everything but the finish that time. Ali Hodgic is down court and able to lay it home.
Wow. What a pass. What a pass. It couldn't have been any more perfect, where Ali Hodges didn't even have to dribble the ball, caught it and finished.
I think Ali Hodgic there with his little dancing there is questioning about Boardman Raffay's footwork at the other end, but we've seen Flynn Boardman Raffay over the last few weeks has some spectacular footwork. But what a pass from Rodney Glasgow, right on the money.
Incredible, and I think part of the reason why Ali Hodges is dancing, he's got 12 points at half-time. He's on fire.
He's been the leading scorer for Sheffield, just ahead of the 11 of Nick Kern Jr. 23 of their 35 from those two players, and they've done it in incredibly efficient ways because Ali Hodgic hasn't missed a shot. He's 6 of 6, and Nick Kern's only missed 1. He's 5 of 6.
Yeah, and the selection's been intelligent as well. I think you don't score 27 points in the first quarter without making good decisions, and I think they've carried that on into this quarter as well. They're getting the right players in the right spots. The three ball hasn't been dropping the last few moments for the Sheffield Sharks, or in this quarter, excuse me, but they're finding other ways to score the basketball.
Well, 23 points off 11 shots. You'd take that any day. Evie brings it across mid-court. Leicester trailing by 4. Boomer Rafe. Back to Evie. Bledson. Johnson. Shot clock getting low. Keedy Johnson under all sorts of pressure, misses. And Rotino picks up the loose ball. Here's Ali Hodgic again. Drops it off this time. Chapman circles out. Creates a little room and splashes it.
It's so tough. You feel like Chapman's going to make a post move there, but all he was doing was creating space between him and the defender there. That little bump gives him the daylight to knock down that shot.
Bledson drops it off to Boomer Rafe. What a block by Kern.
Unbelievable timing.
Chapman going quick. Oh, too strong on the layup. Johnson is first to it. Leicester have numbers here. Johnson to Bledson. He can't convert, but Menzies can.
Wow, good patience there. Just as you think Bledson maybe lost the basketball, it was all by design. He was the one who saw his 7'3" center come through the middle for the jam.
Chapman driving hard through the contact and one. Rodney Chapman will go to the line.
Unbelievable response there from Chapman the third. Went straight at the defender. Contact was made, but it didn't matter. Chapman. Nice finish.
Well, Johnson's assumed he was going the other way, I think, there. It's the second foul on Keedy Johnson, so he'll go to the bench. Nduku will check in. 4:14 to go in the first half. Dirk Williams is going to return for Sheffield. Nduku. Back it comes to Evie. Evie's going to take the three. Kern rising up for the rebound.
That's a great contest from Dirk Williams. I think he did enough there. And that shot was quite far off.
Evie steals it away from Kern. Evie is bumped, almost got it to go. Well, Nixon, one of those where he's tried to make it look like it's not deliberate contact when it is, but the referees are going to talk about this as to whether, because he backed into him, there's no play on the ball. My take is it wouldn't be an unsportsmanlike because he's going up for the shot. So it has to be excessive contact. Well, they have called it an unsportsmanlike foul. Wait, he's called it on Nick Kern, though. It wasn't Nick Kern. It was Nixon. They definitely signaled 24 there. Nick Kern is pleading his case. And I think the referees realized he signaled the wrong number. Is going to come over and check this. If we watch it again, Nick Kern is nowhere near the play. It is definitely Nixon that the foul is on. And even Nixon is saying 2-2-2 on the way out the door, as is his number. Evie makes the first. Well, it's the second foul on Nixon. So they've got 4 players now on 2 fouls, Sheffield. Now Leicester just have Keedy Johnson. Into Menzies. Evie. Oh, that's going to be on Faro Ali Hodzic, and I'm going to hesitate. I think it's his third, but I've lost track of where the fouls are. No, it's his second. It's his second. I've been all over the shop with these fouls here.
It's not a great foul either. No, shot clock was at 12, and Ryder's quite far away from the basket. Over aggressive there on the hedge. And Aaron Hodges has been such a pivotal part of their offense as well.
Evie with the first. Ali Hodzic, perfect 6 of 6 for 12 points. I think he's going to get the last 340 off if this goes in from Evie, because Ocherobia is at the subs table waiting. And now he can come in. Well, if they get to halftime with all these guys on 2, that'd be all right, Sheffield. There's no real concern. It's if any of them pick up a third. Good pressure from Evie. Almost steals it away from Williams. Williams for 3. Rebound Bledson.
Excellent pressure there from Evie, which I think forced Derek Williams to try to make it, take matters in his own hands.
Evie off the back of the rim. Kern has the size here. Paul Marafe comes with the double. That leaves Glasgow open for 3.
Yeah, you can't double off Glasgow Jr. We've seen him make shots like that in his sleep year after year.
Bledson feeds it to Evie, back to Menzies, and he couldn't get his feet sorted before he made that pass, and a traveling violation called.
Yeah, that was tough, wasn't it? It's like the ball came too quickly for him.
He just needed another half a step, and then he could have gone to the rim and dunked it.
Yeah.
Retino is open in the corner, and that is the spot there, particularly in this zone. You can lose players like that, and Jordan Retino, just as Rodney Glasgow, the previous play, is not a guy you want to lose.
No, 2 breakdowns there from the scout report. Retino and Glasgow Jr., you want to force them into hurting you in other ways. Open 3 balls is not the way that you want to test them, because they will hurt you.
Well, you go back a minute or so ago, Travis Evie had a 3. That would have tied the scores if it had gone in, and suddenly Sheffield have hit 2, and it's a 9-point game.
Yeah, as you say, Dan, just like that. And that's where the danger comes with your Leicester Riders, because the Sharks have so much more, I would say, proven firepower than the Riders do on their roster. The game can change in a matter of moments.
Well, aggregate basketball, it is all about the 80 minutes. It's one of those where, whatever the situation at the end of the game, you don't want to be too far away. I'm sort of minded back to remember the game these 2 teams played last year, the 2 games they played last year. It was the other way around. Leicester were the highest seed, so the first leg was in Sheffield. And Zach Jackson hit a crazy 3 at the end of the game to cut it to 10. Leicester won by 10 in the second leg, went to overtime, and Leicester ended up winning in overtime. And you think, wow, that one shot from Zach Jackson, 13 might have been too many.
Well, Dan, just to elaborate on your storytelling there, I mean, Leicester won the whole thing after that. You go from one shot away from being out of the competition to you being the final team lifting the trophy. And the championship trophy.
And the other way round, a few years ago, that shot by Nixon here to win the game, Leicester ended up capitulating. That's going to be an and one for Curran through the contact. Basket good in game 3, and Leicester had won game 2. If Nixon doesn't make that shot, Leicester would have won in 2 games. Instead, Sheffield won in 3.
Yep.
Second foul on Nduku, so Menzies will check back in. Well, again, you go back, we mentioned it earlier, Nick Lewis misses a rebound, and Sheffield wouldn't have won that game. There's lots of little, that one went to overtime again in the second leg. Bowman Rafe under pressure. Don't know whether that's Ocherobia. It is Curran from behind. And it'll be 2 shots, and that will be foul number 2 on Nick Curran Jr.
He got fouled twice, Dan.
Yeah.
It could have been either defender there getting called for that violation.
Well, Curran didn't get the unsportsmanlike, obviously. So this is his second foul. D'Amico getting ready to check in for him. Again, they're not quite there in time to do it before the free throws. Leicester missed a few. They left a few out there from the free throw line. Missed 6 in the first half.
10 for 16.
10 for 17. Glasgow out to Chapman, deep one, off the mark, rebound Menzies. Evie gets it back. Evie along the baseline, finds Bournemouth Rafe, corner 3 is good.
Great shot there, and good creation from Travis Evie there. He was on that baseline, didn't have a lot of options. But what the penetration did is it got the defense to just turn their heads there. And Flynn, Bournemouth Rafe, after missing 2 free throws, says, don't worry, guys, I'll get you one more for the 3 ball in the corner.
Well, Tiba Lyons going to call his second timeout of the first half here. 1:15 to go. You sort of think if Sheffield can have a good last minute here, they could have 12, 13-point lead. That'd be a lovely cushion to take into the halftime break.
Yeah, it would. And I don't know, I can't help but feel this was the dangerous period for Leicester Riders, just because Sharks are growing in confidence. You know, we can't, I think, be confused here. This is a Sharks team loaded with talent. It's been changed throughout the year. They've had some roster changes themselves, of course, but the talent is undeniable. They just haven't been as cohesive as I perhaps thought this unit would be. But boy, if you can find cohesion in the playoffs, Dan, that can translate to remarkable things.
You only need to find it for 5 games, don't you? And Sheffield dominating in the paint, 30-18. You can see they've got a great 2-point field goal percentage as a result of this. And talked earlier about the games going against the seeding, all the games going with the seeding now tonight. And this is actually the closest of the 3 right now, as London and Cheshire have upped it in the other games. Of course, Manchester just about won last night.
Great
against
game.
Bristol. Was a fantastic
Excellent game of basketball last night. Both teams competitive. I had the feel watching it at home. of course, you narrating, Dan, but I had to feel with a playoff game, intensity was high.
Well, Bristol managed to find a response every time. Can Leicester find a response here? Chapman diving on the floor, turns it over. Bournemouth Raffet off and running. A lot of yellow shirts back. He's passed that off, but it will be 2 shots anyway because they're over the limit, Sheffield.
Bournemouth Raffet's fearless mentality really is a problem, isn't it? He has one thing on his mind there, and that's to get to the rim and get the defense to create. There's no fear whatsoever of his body, or look at this. Recovers the basketball, and you see him looking around there. He goes straight at D'Amico.
Third foul on Troy D'Amico. Saw his mum earlier, Flynn Boardman Raffet. She said a couple of his college teammates in the house supporting him here tonight. I think they've got his shirt on and everything.
Nice. I'm guessing over from Canada?
Yeah, yeah. I think they played on the same team as Cole Long, she was telling me.
Oh, wow.
Here's Glasgow. D'Amico. Oh, Bournemouth Raffet's caught one in the face. I think he's bleeding. Sheffield were not happy that the game was stopped, but you've got blood pouring out of somebody's nose. You have to stop the game.
Wow. Well, there's definitely contact made, isn't it?
Sheffield are asking the question about the shot clock, whether that gets reset or not. Just watch on the top of your screen. He's just caught him as he runs through there, Glasgow.
Wow. Well, when it draws blood, it's a big enough contact, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Nduku, I don't think was quite ready to check in. He's having to do his laces up. And you can see, I suppose if you're ever going to get a nosebleed, 30 seconds from halftime is the best time.
It's convenient.
They've reset the shot clock to 14. He's got double plugged there. Well, some debate as to whether the rule allows you to reset the shot clock for that.
Well, it's a double punishment for riders in that they've got a player that's bleeding that had clear contact, no call, and now the opposition get an extension in their shot clock.
I'm not sure it should reset. I'll have to look it up later, but it's one of those where Sheffield weren't happy that the clock stopped because they've got an advantage of a man, but they're pretty happy that it reset.
Well, it was 3.7 seconds left. I could see that when the...
Yeah. Glasgow, and of course they hit a three. And that won't improve the mood of Rob Paternostro.
No, I don't like it when there's an injustice, Dan. I struggle with that. I think a no call and then an extension to the shot clock. 2 bad calls there in a row results in a 3-point extension there of the lead.
Evie heaves it up, doesn't go. And that will do it for the first quarter here in Leicester, where the Riders trail the Sharks by 10 at the half. It's 41-51, but Rob Paternostro is livid with that because he doesn't think there's a rule that allows you to reset the shot clock in that situation. It's one of those, like, it's not football where if you kick the ball out, you have to throw it back. It's if the game is stopped, there has to be a reason to reset, and it might be, there is a legitimate reason. I'm just not sure of it. It'll definitely be something I'll look up later.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, if you haven't seen it, Dan, then it doesn't happen very often.
Well, here's the numbers. Sheffield continuing to shoot the ball tremendously well, mainly because of how they've got to the basket. Their points in the paint, led by Ali Hodgic, is the reason they're shooting 76% from 2-point range. I mean, Leicester 64 is pretty good, but 76 is sensational.
Yeah, I think Ali Hodget's has been excellent. I think Kern Jr. has been excellent in the paint as well. And I think they've had players as well that have made intelligent plays. They've got players in the right position to shoot, to score the basketball. Hence why they've got 51 points at halftime with a healthy percentage.
Well, it is a 10-point lead here for the 4 seed, over the 5 seed. In the other games, it's just before halftime in Surrey. 64 points for the Cheshire Phoenix, and they've not quite got to halftime. Classic Phoenix basketball there. They're up 14. That is halftime in Newcastle. London up 18. So the 1 and the 2 seed taking control of their games. Don't forget, Sunday, all day, DAZN is the place to be. You can watch all of those second legs. We'll have second half action with Ant and myself in a few minutes' time.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome to Utility Arena for the first major final of the Super League basketball season. History waiting to be written.
The first final of the season, and it couldn't get much better than this. We are underway here in Birmingham. Nice pass out court. Mullins catches it. What a finish as well through the contact. Rob has to heave it here. Can't get hold of the ball. Does get it away and banks it in. Hatters in full flow right now. Kick to the corner. Harrison for 3. Got it and 1. And the celebrations can begin.
Now we won a trophy.
The Sheffield Hatters are the Betty Cadona Trophy champions. It is the Lions era against the defending champions, the Newcastle Eagles. 40 minutes to decide who's the champion. Jack has long ahead of him. Fjell finds Cole long for the Jack. Zadamu open for 3 and he knocks it down. Brown tacks the rim and jams it in. He's hit it! Cole long for 3! And the London Lions have the silverware in their hands. Your 2026 Super League Basketball Trophy champions, the London Lions.
From an age I can't remember, my dream was to be a professional athlete. That was always what I wanted to do. At the time, it was football, be a pro, play in the Premier League. But when I picked up a basketball, it was like, right, I want to do this professionally, and I want to do everything I can to make it happen. Trying so many sports as a kid, I didn't really know which one I wanted to be a professional at. I just knew that's what I wanted to do. I always had self-belief. I always, no matter kind of what age, I always thought, why not me? Why can't I be the person that does it? I think spending some time when I was at Barking Abbey and spending some time with some pros that had also, like some alumni that had been at the academy and that had come back kind of just to give back and work out with us, and seeing them and listening, speaking to them, it kind of made me realize that I'm on a similar pathway to them, but also, like I said before, why can't I be the person that is able to go on and do those things? Before I went to Canada, the last game I played at home would have been 5 years ago. So that was definitely something I missed when I went away to Canada, was having my family there, having friends and family come and support, obviously being far from home as well. So it means the world to be back in my country, to be able to play and have my family at my games, and it really means a lot. After I finished up my senior year in Canada, there was a period of unknown, not knowing where I'd be. It was always in the back of my mind to come home. So when I first found out that Leicester was interested, I was obviously stoked. Knowing that a club of that caliber was interested in me was amazing, and it got me really fired up and excited, made me want to come home even more. But the main thing is I want to be a part of the history of this club and say that I managed to help Leicester win another title. Want to inspire the next generation to think, why can't it be them? That's the next British kid in the league. For there to be British players in the league that are contributing to their teams and are helping their teams win, I think means a lot. Obviously, it's great having Americans and having other nationalities because of the talent that they bring to the league. But for the reasons we mentioned earlier, in terms of connecting with the fans and connecting with other British players in the next generation, I think it's great that there's so many British players in the league that want to be here and want to play for their respective clubs, and it definitely is helping put British players more on the map.
Basketball here at the AO Arena.
The 2026 Super League Cup Final is underway. Harrison drains the three. Gale to the basket. Out to Hottinger. Three is good for Ronnie Hottinger. Lewis spins to the basket. Great finish off the glass. Ciara finishes under the basket. Gale dancing around the outside, steps back, and will do it. The Sheffield Hatters are your 2026 Cup Final winners. This has all the right ingredients to be a fantastic final.
Speed from Phillip getting to the rim. To the spin move, what a finish from Gabe Savoy. Steps away, Johnson splashes, another three. Jordan Johnson is on fire here in the final. There's McGusty and he's fouled as well. Jordan Johnson again. What a play from Tariq Phillip. McGusty does go on McGusty from the elbow, and it is London who've made it 2 from 2. They are the Cup champions.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome back to the Mattioli Arena in Leicester, where the Sheffield Sharks lead the Riders by 10 here. And, well, they have a chance to really take a firm hold on this tie going into the second leg in Sheffield. I'm sure Tiber Lions will remind them 10 wasn't quite enough last year, so we need a few more this time around to make ourselves feel comfortable about it. But really, it was Kern and Ali Hodzic doing the damage. They have taken 13 shots between them. They have made 12 of them, and they've scored 25 points.
Wow, there's efficiency right there for you, Dan. Those two have been excellent. I think they've been a problem. I mean, Nick Kern Jr. too, he likes playing on this court. I mean, the last time they were here, just 10 days ago in the regular season, he had 22 points, top scored for the Sharks. So, you know, he's getting these high efficiency shots around the rim too, along with his counterpart there, Farrell Hodzic. So, you know, those two have been an unbelievable 1-2 punch so far here tonight.
And from Leicester's point of view, I mean, it's tied into the way those two have scored so efficiently. Leicester are not going to be in a close enough position if Sheffield end the game with 102. Defensively, Leicester have to slow Sheffield down a bit.
Yeah, I agree. And I think part of it too, the hindrance has been on Keely Johnson, who's been excellent for the Riders in the defensive end. He's had 2 fouls, so he's had to play with a little bit of caution there. But also, Leicester Riders, you know, the down 10, they've left some points out there, Dan. They're 19 for 11 from the free throw line, so that's 8 points there.
They'd love to be 19 for 11. Yeah. I think they're 11 for 19.
Oh, thank you. So they're eight. They've lost 8 points there from the misses on the free throw line. But also some, you know, maybe some uncharacteristic shots there. We've seen a couple from, you know, layups that haven't went down, and you know, so I think there's some potential gain there. Travis Evie hasn't made a field goal yet as well, and we've seen what he can do on the offensive end as well. So I think the good news is Leicester Riders still have some pregnant gain there on the offensive end.
Well, apart from Nixon, all of the leading scorers shooting the ball really well there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's been some really good shooting displays here, and again, it's been good decisions, intelligent shots, and Sheffield have just been better at the Riders for the first 20 minutes of this game.
By the way, I looked up the rule on shot clock reset. I'm still none the wiser, because it says the shot clock shall be reset when the game is stopped by the referee for any valid reason caused by the team not in control of the ball, or for any valid reason not caused by either team. But then later on it says, however, for any valid reason that wouldn't disadvantage the opponent. So I'm not quite sure the yin and the yang of it, but I feel like there is enough of a rule there to have probably justified the reset of the shot.
Yeah, the way that you read that, Dan, it's a massive grey area for me there. It's kind of like reading the HMRC tax manual.
Which I think you do more than the rest of us.
Pay your taxes, Dan, that's what I'm saying, pay your taxes.
Here's Rotino as we get underway in the second half. Nixon. Oh, somehow that doesn't drop for him. He has a look at the referee as if he was caught on that shot, but no call. Oh, well, is that against Nduku? It looked like Nixon just hit him right in the numbers there.
Yeah.
It's one of them where I kind of feel sorry for the big guys, because when the guards come in and bounce off like that, even if it's a legal screen, it's almost like the reaction has got it. He looked pretty... Well, maybe it's not quite square on. That's as much as I could get to as Ali Hodges continues his fine performance.
Everything he touches turns to gold, Dan. He is having an unbelievable game.
7 of 7 for 14 points. Menzies spinning, strong, lays it in.
Nice move there, and Nick Kern Jr. did what he could there, and you got to be careful in those instances because Nick Kern Jr. could have came off worse there.
Business decision, I think.
Yeah, very smart business decision, and Nick Kern Jr. has made a lot of smart decisions here so far tonight.
Here he is at the offensive end. Driving to the lane, elevating. Rebound Menzies. Nduku on to Johnson. Mid-range is good.
Goodness me, that's a difficult shot. I thought he turned down a relatively good one to make a more difficult one, but nonetheless, he knocks it down.
See, I'm not 100% sure what the difference with Ali Hodges' screen there is. I thought they were both good screens. Here's the steal from Bournemouth Rafe.
Great steal.
Johnson. Menzies. Stepping through to the hook. Bournemouth Rafe comes away with it. Evie for 3 is good.
Great job again by Flynn Bournemouth Rafe. He starts with a steal and then the offensive rebound. And Travis Evie's first field goal is a deep 3. Is that a good sign of things to come for him?
Well, he almost got a breakaway layup there. He got his hands on the ball but couldn't quite keep it in play. Well, Leicester have cut this down to 5. It's good work from Bournemouth Rafe to recycle it out. And as you say, they probably need a little more from Evie, who's 0 of 5. Williams driving, throws it away. Evie has it. Evie knocked loose by Williams. It's a Leicester ball.
Good hands there, 11 seconds left on the shot clock. But maybe a start of a resurgence here, and I mean that's the thing where it's aggregate basketball, and you've got to not be in a 20-point hole is essentially the goal here, and you don't ever want to get it too far away. You've always got to keep chipping away if you're in a deficit.
Menzies has it pulled away by Kern. Blocking foul by Bournemouth Rafe. Well, they're asking for unsportsmanlike. I don't think it is.
He hit the ball down.
Yeah, I don't think it is. But I didn't think the one in the first half was either. So I understand why you asked the question when you saw one go against you. That didn't seem to be anywhere near an unsportsmanlike.
Clearly a foul, but he's hit the ball as he's went through the offensive player there.
I'd have asked the question as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, if I was the team of Lions or behind him on the Sheffield bench, I wouldn't have called it if I was a referee, but I've asked the question. Here's Ali Hodges. Oh, Ali Hodges just missed a shot. His first miss of the game. Evie, great hands by Kern, but Evie keeps it alive. And Bournemouth Rafe hits the triple.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. And the way that ricocheted again winds up into the hands of Flynn Bournemouth Rafe, one of the highest players in the SLB right now. And he knocks it down to make this a 2-point game.
Well, incredible. I mean, it's just a fortunate ricochet, a little slap out. Bournemouth Rafe hits the 3. Atiba Lions with an early timeout. I'll just lift the curtain a little bit. At half-time, while you were watching the content, Ant and I were discussing, we were kind of going, not sure how Leicester get back into this. It's a 2-point game, man. What were we talking about?
I don't think we know enough about this very resilient Leicester Riders squad, because how many times have we seen adversity hit them, especially in the last 6 weeks of the season, but they found ways to not only remain competitive, but to win games that most thought weren't winnable, including 2 league games against the Sheffield Sharks. Now it's the Sheffield Sharks' turn to show us what they're made of. I think at times this year, talent hasn't been a question. It's been resilience and cohesiveness. That's where they fall short. It'll be interesting to see now how the Sharks respond to a little bit of their own adversity away from home in this two-legged affair.
Well, I always think if you play this song when Sheffield are in town, you're in trouble, because they love this song, the Sheffield Sharks fans. This is one of their favorite tunes that they sing to. Sharks are on fire. As soon as you put this song on, they're on their feet ready to go.
Well, sometimes the DJ gets it wrong
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Maybe this timeout is the best timeout a team of Lions can record.
Well, Leicester showing full court pressure here, but it's merely a show. They all melt back. Chapman trying to find Ali Hodgic. He did. Ali Hodgic got a tip on the miss from Chapman, but it doesn't go. Bournemouth. Along the baseline, floats one up. That's about as far out as he ever shoots, to be honest with you, other than threes. Oh, stolen away by Evie. There was a bit of a grab there as well. Evie's going to take the three. Doesn't go. And Dooku with the rebound. Johnson and Dooku looking for three. Off the mark. Bournemouth Rafe gets a hand on it. Saved by Ali Hodgic.
Good save by Ali Hodgic, because I think that was last half Sharks.
Chapman. Curran loses it. Menzies comes up with it.
There's a bit of chaos in the game at the moment, Dan. I think both teams sort of feeling the magnitude of where this game is at.
Sheffield just 2 points to show for the first 5 minutes. Menzies can't level the scores, though. Nixon, speed, just about gets it to Chapman. Oh, but a miscommunication, thrown away. Here's Johnson. Johnson, great hands. Dirk Williams, what a defensive play.
That is a basket-saving play from Derek Williams. Unbelievable. It won't be above the rim block shot we've seen him do over the years, but boy, is this an important play.
I don't think he even gets a stat for it, because I think it's a knock away rather than
perfect. It's perfect as well.
It's a great play. Into Bournemouth Rafe. Plenty of contact, no whistle either way. Evie has it, knocked away by D'Amico, and it touched Evie last.
This is like a back and forth here. It's like both teams are trying to throw the knockout punch. There's a lot of basketball to play still. A lot.
Well, we feel like we've been stuck on 51-53 for a while. It was 6:42, so it's almost 2 minutes. Surely Ocharobia will get a score here, and he does.
Yeah, overcommitment there, and Akinsiku and the guard there were attracted to the ball. Double team wasn't aggressive enough, and nice high arcing pass.
Evie, lovely finish.
Wow, could have been an and one as well, and Evie's done a really good job there with his weak hand to finish the play.
Curran spins, kicks it out. D'Amico for three. He thinks that's short. It is. Rebound Johnson. Johnson running, still running. Steps around Kern. Traveling violation. Kern got a piece of the ball, and Johnson landed with it.
Yeah, Kern's done excellent there. He kind of knew he had the advantage there because Keely Johnson ran out of space. So Kern just sort of comes over the top there. Good play.
It's still a 2-point game here. Chapman going to let it roll along the floor before starting the clock.
Oh, Dan, this is great. I love it. Playoff basketball. You can really feel the intensity as well.
Oh, it's turned over. Leicester have it. Evie gets it to Johnson, and Johnson ties the scores at 55. There are bodies everywhere there.
Here we go, rule square. And you can't help but every single player on the court from both teams is fighting tooth and nail to try and claw themselves an advantage going into this game 2 on Sunday.
Volume has gone up from both sets of fans. Chapman sees Kern open in the corner. His three is off the mark. Williams with the rebound, gets it back to Kern, hangs in the air, can't score. Gets it back again, tries again, finishes this time.
Kern has done so well there. His energy and strength just match the defense there.
Bledson loses it, gets it back. Whoa, that wasn't the best pass to a wide open ball from Rafe. Evie for three, in and out. What a rebound from Williams. Skying for that one.
That was a Derek Williams throwback there.
Williams down to Archerobia, blocked by Akinsiku, saved by Evie.
Akinsiku's timing and athleticism impeccable.
Bournemouth Rafe underneath, lays it in, we're tied again.
Good acknowledgement there, and Flynn Bowman Raffy's ran the floor, but he's kept his position there, and he's kept the defender pinned behind him. Ordinarily, you see that from a big guy. And Flynn Bowman Raffy just showing us his versatility there.
14 points, he's the only Leicester player in double figures. Kern Jr., like he's in the layup line.
Yeah, Kern Jr., he is a difficult cover to stop.
17 for him. Bledson trying to reply, can.
A little bit of a wild shot there from Bledson. I think it was the right idea. Just needed a better execution.
Akinsiku jumping out, bumping. Leicester winning this quarter by 8, trailing the game by 2. Wholesale substitutions for Sheffield with Ali Hodges, Rotino, and Glasgow coming in. Joyner replaces Evie at the other end of the floor.
Oh, Nick Kern Jr.
I think Leicester will be happy to see him sit down.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. 17 points for him.
Mind you, I won't be too pleased with Ali Hodges back in the way he's played. Glasgow as well. Big shot from the Sheffield captain.
So consistent, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just consistent and safe and trustworthy. Types of players you want in this crazy playoff game.
Yeah. Seems calm, doesn't he, compared to what's gone on before. Bledson, 5 on the clock. It's not a great shot, hits the rim, goes after the rebound. It's a Leicester ball off Rotino.
Yeah, Rotino was difficult for him there. He was fighting against 2 Riders players. I think the best thing he could do there was just for them not to be able to regain possession with an offensive rebound.
Bournemouth Rafe. Spinning, floats it, tough from Flynn Bowman Rafe.
Wow, it's tough. Shots that he seems to relish the opportunity to be put in those environments because he's just converted again.
Glasgow. Rotino, stolen away, comes back to Rotino though. He's crowded out of it, might get it back. No, it's Johnson who has it. Johnson breaks through the defenders but leaves the ball behind, steals it away again. Joyner up off the glass and lays it in.
Unbelievable mayhem right in front of us. One team has possession, now the other team. Great finish there from Mike Joyner.
I think mayhem sums up the third quarter. Yeah, Ali Hodges kicks it out. D'Amico for 3 doesn't go. And Leicester, who trailed by 10 coming into this quarter, can take the lead going out of it. Johnson drives through the bodies, and the foul is called. Keedy Johnson will go to the line for 2, and it is Faro Ali Hodges who is called for the foul.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I mean, he's attacked the rim there. He's ricocheted off a different...
Here, sum this up, and sum the chaos up.
Well, you think Keedy Johnson's
your
got
ball,
a fast
my
break.
ball, our ball.
Great move as well and finish from Mike Joyner. You can see him look to try and give the ball back to Keedy Johnson, but I like that from Mike Joyner. He's got to take the confidence and trust in his own ability there to make the play, and he did. Wow.
3.2 left in this quarter. 20 points to 10. Leicester are leading it. Keedy Johnson puts the Riders in front.
Has Leicester ever been in front in this game?
I think that's their first lead. I
Wow.
think it is their first lead.
Because Sharks went up, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, Live Stats is having a bit of a wobble, so it's hard to tell, but I think it's their first lead.
I very rarely look at live stats, and I just go off what you say.
Yeah. Kern gets it away, but misses. And Leicester, who trailed by 10, finished the quarter up by 2. And what a recovery from this team that seems never to know when it's beat. At halftime, you were thinking, oh, maybe this is the game that it's caught up on with them. And somehow they found a way to turn it around. A mayhem, a chaotic third quarter, but Leicester won it.
What a fascinating watch, though. You've got to applaud both teams' intensity, and I like the feel of this game. I think both teams understand the magnitude of this game, which is fun to watch because every single play now seems to merit a degree of importance. But now what a quarter, Dan. 22-10 in favor of the Leicester Riders that second quarter.
To me, the key stat is 62% from the two-point range.
Yeah.
Sheffield was up in the 70s at one stage. The shooting numbers now suddenly match up to the scoreboard as well. And Leicester with 8 steals. You remember early on it was Sheffield getting the steals.
Yep.
And those have been the two areas. We were wondering how Leicester were going to get enough stops. We said 102, they weren't going to win. They only gave up 10 in that third quarter.
That's a complete contrast right to the first quarter where they gave up 27. So, you know, it's playoff basketball. I mean, I'll use the cliche, defense wins you championships. Even in this modern era of three-point shots and high scores, defense can get it done, and defense has been the key there for Riders in that phenomenal third quarter. Test for Sharks here, Dan. Again, I'll re-emphasize, this is not a team that's short on talent, but what has been the question mark is their cohesion this year, their resilience. Can Sheffield now react and respond and put in a 10 minutes display here?
Here we go then. Fourth quarter action at the Mattioli Arena in Leicester. The Riders with a 2-point advantage in the first leg. They also have possession to start the fourth. Boardman Rafe steps away for 3, and the rebound falls into the hands of Dirk Williams.
Good defensive possession there from Sharks. You see how far away the basket the Riders were catching the ball with pressure.
Ali Hodgic, what great defense from Akinsiku. That is a big man, Ali Hodgic, a pro who's been in the weight room for a long time, trying to move the young fella, and he couldn't.
Yeah, unbelievable timing as well. Timing of his shot blocking is right up there with the elite, Dan.
Yeah. Glasgow. Around to Williams. 5 on the clock. Glasgow kicks it on to D'Amico, looking to go baseline, needs to get a shot away, loses the ball. It will stay with Sheffield, but there is 0.1 of a second. It basically has to be a throw to the rim, I think, here. Well, a bit of chatter here between the two number 5s.
Well, 2 new players to the league.
Well, if you need a shot in 0.1 of a second, bring Prentice Nixon on.
I don't think even he can.
Well, you never know. He's actually going to inbound the ball, but
surely a tip is the only way.
Surely a tip is the only way, yeah.
My thing is here, you just don't want to turn the ball over in live play.
Yeah. It is lobbed to the rim. It is a tip, and it's a foul. That's the best outcome right there.
That's a really bad decision for the defense. Oh, dear.
Well, I think the argument the Leicester bench are trying to make is once he's caught it, that's the 0.1 of a second, isn't it?
That's true, though,
It has
Dan,
to be
right?
shots, though. It has to be shots. They're not giving him shots. It has to be shots. If it's a foul, it has to be shots.
No, because he hasn't caught the basketball yet.
Yeah, but he's in the air. What's he doing if he's not shooting?
No, Dan, there's 0.1 seconds left.
Oh, you're
There's not
saying the
enough
foul
time.
is before
yes,
before
yes.
he's caught the ball?
Has to be. There's not enough time to catch the ball, then get fouled.
Well, there's a discussion ongoing.
Wouldn't that be if you foul before the inbound? Isn't
That's
that?
the last 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Well, there is some discussion now with the table. It's going to be a shot clock violation after all of that. So presumably the foul against Bledson is waved off, is it? Can't be a foul and a shot clock violation. Has to be one or the other. They signaled a foul on Bledson. But if they give it I'm assuming the foul on Bledson has been waved off, has it? Yeah, it has. Confirmation's been waved off. Well, I don't know what to say. I don't understand that at all, because there was a foul called.
I understand it perfectly. There's 0.1 seconds left.
Yeah.
You don't have time to catch it, get fouled.
Well, I don't know. Let's move on. Here's Johnson to Bledson. Stolen away by Nixon. Nixon running back. Akinsiku, for a second, I thought was going to block him, but he couldn't get there in time. Joyner. Bledson. Bledson and Kern Jr. going against each other again. He's lost the ball, Bledson. Short one up to Kern Jr. Nixon under all sorts of pressure. Wants a foul, doesn't get one. Johnson thought about the three, decided against it. Goes the opposite way to the screen, trying to find Akinsiku, broken up. Sheffield with numbers. Williams lobs up to Kern, he tips it in. Timeout call by Rob Paternostro. 2 minutes into the quarter. There's only been 4 points scored, but they've all been scored by Sheffield.
And that's so good. It's such a luxury, isn't it, to have a player like Kern Jr. You just throw the ball up in his area, and he does the rest. Unbelievable finish.
Well, I was just watching Prentice Nixon in full conversation as we saw that replay. Couldn't quite work out what it was, but it was almost like he spent the most of the time out on that one. But, well, it's been dramatic, that's for sure. We've got another 40 minutes to come. Don't forget, on Sunday, the Cannon Medical Arena. One of 4 games you can see here live on DAZN. The first game tips off at 3. The last game tips off at 7. So, you know, what else are you going to do on a Sunday afternoon? It's bank holiday weekend. Sit there, get your beverage of choice, whatever chips and dips you may like, and watch Super League basketball all afternoon.
God, I was already invested. Now you're selling it to me, Dan. I can't wait for Sunday.
Well, this one looks like it will be in the balance, and so too is Bristol against Manchester. The other two, maybe not quite as close as you would like going into the second leg, unless there's some big turnarounds in the fourth quarter.
Cheshire Phoenix have got 99 points before the end of the third.
Have you been watching this team all year? This is what they do. How many threes have they taken? 30. There you go. 14 of 30 from three-point range Phoenix. They could go for 50 tonight. I wouldn't put it past them. 2 a minute, they could do that. Sheffield by 2. Johnson bumped to the floor by Nixon. And that will be a foul on him. The problem is, once you get in front of him, any contact, particularly if he hits the deck. 3rd foul on Prentice Nixon.
Yeah, I feel like guards are so smart now with their just the ability to know where the defender is as well. As you say, Dan, as soon as you've beat the defender there, any contact is a foul.
Evie running off the screens, kicked by Nixon, so it'll reset the shot clock. Into Akinsiko. Evie for 3, couldn't quite wedge it in.
Another really good contest there from Dirk Williams.
Kern gets it to Ali Hodgic. It's knocked loose. Kick ball. Must be a Sheffield player because the point is Leicester's way. Well, Kern is saying he hit the ball on my knee. I didn't really see it well enough to know if it came off his foot.
You don't see that a lot, offensive kick ball?
No.
I feel like we've seen a lot of things tonight that you don't often see.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. Evie splitting the defenders, getting to the rim and tying the scores.
Wow, that is tough. Crafty move there. That takes Travis Evie to 11 points now.
3rd Leicester player in double figures. Oh, space for Nixon. I thought that was going up, but Bulman Rafe got there eventually. Nixon shot it anyway. Johnson got a hand on it. Akinsiko with the rebound.
Wow.
Winduku was open underneath just for a second. Down to Akinsiko. Stepping through, foul is called.
Yeah, good decision there and good pass inside there from Victor Nduku. It's a risky pass. He's threw it from quite far away.
Foul is on Kern as Glasgow checks in for Nixon. Third foul on Nick Kern. Nobody has yet got to 4 on either team. Akinsiko, we haven't seen a lot of free throws. What we have seen suggests it's not his strongest asset.
25%.
Interesting, nobody lines up from Leicester, though.
That's the overconfidence of him making it or missing it.
Yeah.
Either way, they know they got to get back on defense.
Kern Jr. spinning to the middle. Great use of the body, leaves it short. Ali Hodgic gets it. Foul is called. Akinsiko's signaling a charge. The referee is saying it's a block, and that will be an and 1.
Yeah, good play there from the 2 star players for Sharks, Ala Hodgic and Kern. I mean, Kern does an unbelievable job just to tap that ball to Ala Hodgic on the offensive crashing. Look at this. Kern goes himself. No good. Akinsiko's resistance inside, but then, there's a lot of contact, isn't there?
Yeah.
Swing through there, I can see why. The protests were there for offensive foul, but it's a strong play there from Ala Hodgic.
Well, Akinsiko sits down as Menzies comes back. Ali Hodgic trying to convert the 3-point play. And he does. Evie to Menzies. Still with Menzies, he's looking for a pass, gets it back to Johnson. Johnson Under pressure, gets it away and hits.
Wow, that's tough. In between the defenders there, pops up above the clouds and knocks it down.
Karen. Offensive foul, is it? I think it's an offensive foul. Yes, it is. And I think that might be his fourth as well. He's not happy with it. The referee saying it was a use of the arm. No, it's only his third.
What do you think of this one, Dan?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I think the initial contact is fine. I think he kind of extends it a little bit afterwards. I'm not saying he pushed him off, but it gives the referee the impression of a push-off.
It's not the most convincing offensive foul I've seen, but I can see why it was called.
It was only his third.
Well, that's good news for Sheffield because he's a player they'd
There's
want on.
Spencer Johnson. He finally got his golden basketball from his player of the month at halftime.
Well, how unbelievable he was as well during that month, and it's so sad that the season-ending injuries came.
Oh, it's thrown into the back. It's going to be a backcourt violation, and it will be picked up. So Sheffield will get the ball in the front court. The interesting thing about Johnson was to go out and get his golden basketball. He has got one of those little kid scooters to move about. Chapman driving hard and finishing well.
Wow, unbelievable finish from Chapman. And he gets bumped right out of bounds there.
He let the referee know that as well. Here's Evie. Rattles in a two, cuts it back to one.
That's a tough shot too from Travis Evie, who's seemed to come to life in the second half. Remember, he didn't have a field goal the whole first 20 minutes. He's got 13 points now.
Chapman again driving hard and right at the numbers of Menzies drawing the foul. He'll go to the line for two.
Well, Chapman's had two aggressive, positive moves to the rim now. Maybe it's his time to get going. Hasn't been a free-flowing game for him. He's 6 points, 2 for 8 from the floor.
There's an interesting one there. The referee couldn't quite see Menzies' number because he was standing side on, and he was sort of looking at him. And then he's like, "What number are you?" And Menzies went 12. And then he signaled it to the table. If that was me, I'd have covered my number up. Cover my number up and see if the referee can guess it.
So 25. Victor, you can take this one from me.
Yeah. Chapman from the free throw line. It seems to have been a one-shot game for all of this quarter. I can't remember anybody being more than 2 or 3 ahead. Even going back into the late stages of the third quarter. Lobbed into Menzies. Menzies is rejected.
Wow. Well, he had to keep it high. And that's why big men like to bring it down so they can get momentum to jump.
He knocks it loose, Menzies, but Sheffield still have it. Chapman drives. Foul is on the floor on Nduku. That one is number 25. And that is number 4 on Victor Nduku. So Bledson will return. Well, as you say, don't bring it down, but the problem is they've got people who can get up there as well and reject the shot.
That's it. Oh, great block there from Ali Hodges. He's timed that one perfectly.
Chapman to the rim again. He feels like he's trying to take this game over now.
Well, he is. He's had some really positive moves here. That takes him to 12 points personal.
And for once, it isn't a single possession game anymore. Sheffield by 5. Evie drives in. Ball goes up, it nearly goes in. There was a foul called. I don't know if it slipped out of his hands or what, but it nearly went in for Travis Evie.
That would have been some shot, wouldn't it? How high that ball got as well.
There's a warning there. I think it's Ali Hodgic unhappy with something. It's his 4th foul, so he goes to the bench, replaced by Ocharobia. It's always interesting. This is the one occasion where actually you might want to leave a guy out on 4 fouls, because it's almost like these minutes are the same value as the minutes at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when you're 8 for 11 from the floor.
Yeah. It's not like a normal game. If you only get a minute and a half out of him, the next minute and a half is as good as the last minute and a half. And actually, if you get 2 minutes out of him and you only bring him on with a minute and a half, you've lost 30 seconds.
Yep.
That's the sort of irony or the nuance, if you like, of aggregate basketball. 3-point game, just over 3 to play. Johnson with the steal. Johnson will run it back and jam it in, and it's now a 1-point game.
Unbelievable anticipation there from Keedy Johnson. I think he knew that Chapman, the ball was going to be in his hands, because Chapman's been so good the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Well, generally, they've put Keedy Johnson on the most dangerous player. It's into Ocharobia. Ocharobia patient. Let the blockers fly by and lay it in.
Yeah, that's just good. Good patience, experienced player, and Mike Ocharobia.
Had some sip on it, didn't it? From Johnson to Evie. Lobbed into Menzies, who lays it home.
That's a good result there. Both big men showing us that they're all so valuable, especially down the stretch. This time Menzies keeps it high. Nice finish.
Remember, there's no overtime, folks. If it's a draw, it's a draw. I said it last night in the Manchester game, is Chapman, what a shot. In some ways, that's the best result, because it takes all the maths out of it. It's just who wins the game on Sunday.
Yep.
But everybody hates draws, so I'm not allowed to say that.
You just love it because you haven't got thousands of people asking you questions on what's going to happen.
Oh, Evie drives. Extra pass to Johnson. Bledson stumbling his way through. He passed the ball, but that would be the 5th foul, so it'll be shots anyway.
I thought it was good team play there from Riders. They've given up some good shots there to look for a great one. The pass wasn't great when it got to Bledson. He had to catch it down by his shins. So it was a little bit difficult for him. But he's done well to attack the rim and get to the line.
First one is clean. He's 3 of 3 from the free throw line. 103 seconds remaining, and Bledson makes it a 1-point game. Well, whatever happens in the last 100 seconds, it's in the balance going to Sunday. Whether it's Sheffield who have the lead or Leicester, whether it's a tie, it's going to be all to play for in the final 40 minutes. Glasgow from the elbow doesn't go. What a rebound from Rotino. He misses the layup. There's a late whistle. I think it's the right whistle, to be fair, and Rotino will shoot 2. It's great work from Rotino.
Yeah, it was. It was. Everyone seemed to look at the ball, and Rotino was just that player to first react.
Oh, but he's missed the first free throw. Jordan Rotino, who hasn't shot great from the free throw line this season. He's missed them both. Menzies tips it down. Leicester have the ball and a chance to regain the lead. Menzies gets it back to Evie. Evie back to Menzies. Menzies. The foul is called. There were so many bodies in there. It's hard to see what was going on. Ocharobia called for the foul, so Menzies goes to the free throw line, and similar to Rotino, he's not had a tremendous season from the free throw line. 62%. He's got a chance to level the scores, and it's going to be the final minute for Ali Hodgic. 1:03 coming back in.
Menzies has only shot 2 free throws today, and he's 0 for 2.
Well, there has been a draw between these two teams before. Did you play in it, that cup semi-final, I think it was? When Gerald Brooks, I think, was on the Sheffield
goodness,
team.
yes. He was
a,
good,
yeah,
lefty.
There was a draw in the first leg, I think it was, and then a 4-point win in the second, if I remember rightly, off the top of my head.
God, your memory's impeccable. I played in it and still don't remember.
Well, Menzies can't convert. Oh, a lane violation. He's going to get another go. Somebody must have stepped in too soon. And Menzies says thank you very much as he ties the scores at 78.
Third time lucky, Dan.
Chapman coming up for the ball. Round the screen, Chapman looking to attack. Kicks to the corner, Retino! Not quite. Battle for the rebound, Sheffield ball.
Both big guys there battling it out.
Well, the coaches have timeouts. Atiba's going to use one here. 43.6 seconds to go. Atiba's got 1 left after this. Rob still has 2 left to go. Atiba going to try and draw up a play to get his team a bucket here and regain the lead. You would say if they take 10 seconds here, they're going to, anything less than 10 seconds, they'll get the last go, Sheffield, because you'd think Leicester would take 24 seconds when they get the ball back. So Sheffield will have 2 for 1 if they do it properly here.
Yeah, you feel that they've got the advantage here, closing in the closing 43 seconds. If they do it properly, Dan, that's the thing. You know, they want to make sure they get a good quality look now early. Get back on defense, set up. Where, as you say, riders will milk the clock. And that's a skill in itself, though. When you're a guard, it's such a responsibility. You don't want to go too early. You don't want to go too late. So it's all about clock management now here and execution.
Well, when Sheffield had 51 at half-time, we were saying, can Leicester get enough stops to find a way into this game? Sheffield have scored 27 in the second half. They scored 27 in the first quarter. But they have the chance to win the game, Sheffield, with 2 possessions to Leicester's 1. Dirk Williams, back to Ali Hodgic. Ali Hodgic has a lane, he's blocked by Menzies, but a foul is called. And Ali Hodgic will go to the line for 2.
You can't hear the whistle in here, it's so loud.
Yeah. Well, Ali Hodgic, 67% shooter on the season from the free throw line. It's a good foul, actually. I mean, he's got him on the way up, but you just say, go make 2 free throws. And Ali Hodgic says, no problem for me.
Unbelievable game from Ali Hodgic. That takes him to 18 points, 6 rebounds. I think what you don't see, though, is the decisions he's made when the ball's in his hands.
Well, that's short. It's bounced up in the air. It's come back to Ali Hodgic. Well, they can run another few seconds off the clock. In fact, go quick. They need to go quick, and they'll get another offense. Taking a bit too long here. Williams gets it away. They get the score, but that gives the Leicester a chance to basically milk it to the end. They should have gone quicker, Sheffield. Well, Leicester looking to cut it to 1 or maybe tie. There's about a 2-second differential between shot and game clock. Atiba still has a timeout, so he could advance the ball. Evie looking to tie it. Off the mark. Williams with the rebound. There's time here. Dirk Williams on to Glasgow. He's going to pull up for 3. Doesn't go. And Sheffield will take a 3-point lead home. to the Steel City. They are on top in this tie, but only just. Another 40 minutes to play, but Sheffield have come on the road and claimed the win.
Well, we've seen some classics between these two clubs over the years, and I think we just saw another one. Unbelievable game of basketball, and you couldn't help but feel the intensity from both clubs. That second half was superb. It was a pleasure to watch and a pleasure to call. And we're 3 points here, none the wiser of who's going to progress to the next round.
Well, essentially, it comes down to one shot, doesn't it? If Evie makes that shot, we're tied, and Leicester will say the same thing. If we can get to the end of the game and have one shot, we've got a chance. Obviously, Sheffield, as the higher seed and being at home, will be favourites going into that game, but it's still in the balance.
Yeah, but Dan, favourites are only for the bookies. The Sheffield Sharks were the favourites in the latter stages of the season, and Riders beat them twice. And they beat them by 12 up there. Let's remember. So it wasn't like if they beat them by 12 up there, they're through to the semi-finals and the playoffs.
Yeah. Wow. It was a really great game. I mean, the second half, bonkers, really, was it? Third quarter was chaotic. The fourth quarter was just two teams slugging it out. Felt like there was barely ever more than a shot between them. The shooting number, Sheffield, so many more shot attempts, in part because Leicester got to the line a little bit more. Sheffield, a few more rebounds. Steals about even. It was a great contest.
Oh, it was excellent. And again, some points there. Went back in there for Riders. 11 misses there from the free throw line. A couple late as well, remember. That would have made things a little bit tighter for the Sharks there. But, again, Sheffield Sharks, the credit to them in that 25% from the three-point line, 5 for 20. Yet they still got good quality looks, mostly due to those high percentage there around the rim.
Yeah, mostly due to Nick Kern and Faro Aliojic, who was 17 of 26 combined, and a really good performance from those two. And, well, it's one of those weird things where both sets of fans probably go away going, that was all right, you know what I mean? Normally, when you lose, you think, oh, doom and gloom, but there's another 40 minutes, so...
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. I think Riders will be delighted too, because at half-time, that could have got a hand for them. It could have got 15, 20 points, and the tie's gone. So, I think they'll be delighted that they managed to rally through and battle and again, make this one tight. And Sheffield, again, they had to dig deep themselves. So let's not forget, halfway through the fourth quarter in particular, where all the world's falling around of them after that third quarter, they have responded. They responded well. I thought Chapman the third was excellent down the stretch. Yeah. And they always got those consistent pieces there in Aliojic and Kern Jr.
And they've got a feel when they go back home that, they'll get a bit more offense from Dirk. Prentice will shoot the ball a little bit better than he did today. And they've got that sort of room for maneuver, if you like, offensively.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think their offense will be more comfortable at home, but I don't know, Dan. This is a team that came in here and scored 27 points in the first quarter, and you felt to yourself, wow, this is a Sharks team that's gonna really, explode tonight. But then it didn't really happen for them consistency. The stark stat for me is when you said that live, 27 points in the first quarter, 27 points in the whole second half at that point.
They ended up with 30. So here's how it stands right now. It's not quite finished in Surrey, but it's pretty much finished. 89, 120 to the Phoenix. It has finished in Newcastle, 72 to 90. It looks like a comfortable passage for the number 1 and the number 2 seeds in the playoffs.
Yeah, it does, Dan. Look, you'll tell us in history, there's not many teams that have overturned a 31-point
It's a big fat zero. It's a big fat zero.
There you go. 18's a tall order as well. Newcastle against the best team in the league. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say, Dan.
4 men down as well, Newcastle.
Yeah.
But the Manchester-Bristol game is the 3-point game. The Leicester-Sheffield game is a 3-point game. Bristol have home advantage in the second leg. That one is at 3 o'clock. Sheffield, Leicester at 4. Cheshire, Surrey, 5:30. And then finally London, Newcastle at 7 p.m. Be with us all day on DAZN on Sunday. And be with us for this one in a couple of weeks' time at the O2 Arena in London, the 17th of May. Tickets available now from Axis.com. Ant and I will be there. It's always a great day, Ant.
It is, yeah. I'm really excited. And, of course, we've got the pleasure now of following the journey to the Sunday the 17th of May. And there's a lot of playoff basketball to be played, but that is the finale. That's the showpiece. Make sure you're there and joining us.
Well, it's advantage Sheffield. They will go home with a 3-point lead. Can they see it through on Sunday? Make sure you're with us to find out. For Ant Rowe, I'm Daniel Rowledge. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.